Hey crafty friends, it's Lisa, your DIY diva. And today I've got a brand new pumpkin craft for you. I have these beautiful, glamorous pumpkins that I'm going to show you how to make. They were actually very simple, and I think they turned out so cute, so adorable, and most definitely a little bougie too. So if you are looking for a way to dress up your pumpkins for a glamorous Halloween or fall decorating season, you have found the right video. I'm going to start by using some pumpkins that I've had for a couple of years now, and I'm just repurposing them. And I have these pumpkins that I painted white, and they are the perfect canvas for this project. So I have this Decor sterling silver paint, and it is so pretty. It's a metallic paint, and I'm going to paint the entire pumpkin with the sterling silver paint. It works really well if it has a white base first to get this really shiny metallic surface. It's just, the paint is beautiful. There's no other way for me to express how pretty this paint is. And by starting with the white pumpkin, it really just brings out the shine. So this pumpkin is going to get one coat of this sterling silver paint all over the top, the bottom, the sides. Everywhere is going to be sterling silver. And once I'm done painting it, I'm going to set that off to dry. Now I have another white pumpkin. This one is a little bit smaller, but I wanted to show you a different paint. And this is by Folk Art, and you can find it easily at Hobby Lobby, and it's in the color Pearl. This again is a metallic paint, but I wanted to show you a different version in case you can't find the Decor sterling silver. That one was a little bit trickier to find. But again, I've got a white pumpkin, and I'm just going to take the pearl paint and I'm going to paint that on top of the white paint that this pumpkin already is. Now, if you wanted to do something a little bit different and you had a green pumpkin or even an orange one, I think this could work too. I just really wanted to show you how to make these pumpkins look a little more glamorous. And just like the first pumpkin, I'm going to let this one dry overnight, and then I'll come back and start the next steps. Now for both of my pumpkins, I have a collection of pumpkin stems. So I like to keep all of the extra pumpkin stems because I'm never sure if I'm going to be using them for a different project. So I've got some real pumpkin stems that we were able to save from last year's pumpkin harvest. And I'm just trying to decide which stem is going to go on which pumpkin. Now I'm pretty happy with this large stem. It is pretty large, but I think this will look really nice for this pumpkin. So this is the sterling silver pumpkin. And now I'm going to come back with some E6000, and I'm just going to put that on the bottom of the pumpkin stem, and then I'm going to secure it in place on the pumpkin. I'm going to repeat the same steps for the second pumpkin, but for this one, I'm using a natural pumpkin stem, and it's really tall and thin. Once I have both pumpkin stems in place, then I'm going to let the glue have time to dry before moving on to the next step. And the next step is I'm going to use this liquid gilding gold paint because we're making glam pumpkins and I've got to have some gold. This liquid golding is a really nice paint. I got this at Hobby Lobby and it was around $5. A little bit of this paint goes a really, really long way, and I found that this is much more affordable than Rub and Buff. I love Rub and Buff, but it's super expensive. So this is an alternative to Rub and Buff. The only drawback is it only has one shade, which is gold. But if you're making some glam pumpkins, this is the perfect color for the pumpkin stems. And it's nice because it dries fast too. So both of the pumpkin stems got a nice coating of the liquid gilding paint. And once they were dry, then I came back with all of my bling. So I've got lots of different stickers and rhinestones and even these larger pieces of, I think they're rhinestones. I don't know what they are. I bought them on Amazon. A lot of these things I found on Amazon, and I've been collecting them over the years. So these are really pretty. They do still sell them on Amazon right now. I actually checked before I put this video together. But these are nice because it's like a long strand of these jeweled rhinestones or jewels or whatever they are. And they have a metal backing. So that is the only thing that makes it a little bit more challenging. I'm just going to cut off different size sections of these stones, jewels, whatever they are, and then I'm going to start securing them onto my pumpkin. Now at first I thought I was going to use the E6000, but that didn't work very well, so I did use a little bit of hot glue, and then I just put the different pieces of the rhinestones down the sides of the pumpkin. I tried to keep it in like the seamed area just to make it match up a little bit better. Now, some of my strands were long, some of my strands were shorter, so they aren't all the same size. I think it looks really pretty when you have different levels or different lengths of these stones going across the pumpkin. So I just worked my way around the pumpkin. And I ended up with 6 strands of the rhinestones going down. Then I had these really pretty, they're almost like brooches, and I put a couple of those down one seam where you would think there would be another row of the rhinestones, but I did these larger pieces. So this is going to be the front of my pumpkin. Now some of these are buttons that I got at Hobby Lobby, and they're in the section where they have all of the different buttons and little embellishments with the really fancy ribbons. And in my Hobby Lobby, it's in the back of the store, kind of where they have this sewing counter. So I'm just going to place these different rhinestones, or they almost look like diamonds, very large diamonds if they were. I'm going to place those around the center and the top in between each of the rhinestone strands that are going down. I also decided to continue with smaller sections of the rhinestones in the blank areas of the pumpkin. I think they were around 4 of those little gemstones going down. Some were 4, some might be a little bit longer. Again, I didn't have them line up and be exactly equal in size. And I got the idea to make these pumpkins because I saw these really pretty pumpkins, because I saw some really pretty and fancy pumpkins on Pinterest, and they had lots of different jewels and stuff all over them. I thought they were so pretty that I wanted to see if it would be possible to duplicate that look. And so far, I think it's actually working pretty well. That is definitely a glam pumpkin. I love how the light is hitting all of the different little gemstones. Now for the smaller pumpkin, I thought it would look nice to see a more simple glam pumpkin. So I bought these stickers at Hobby Lobby, and they're actually really pretty. And actually very affordable too. So I'm just taking the very fine line of rhinestones. It's a complete row of stickers and they have the adhesive on the back, so these stick really well. So I'm just going to use the smaller rhinestones and I'm going to put it into the creases of the pumpkin. And for this pumpkin, I thought it would look nice if a lot of the rhinestones were going all the way around, making it look like they're almost to the bottom edge of the pumpkin. Now I only have one package of these stickers, so I can't make every single seam have the stickers. So what I did was just cut off some of the rhinestones, and then I used the smaller remnants in between the seams that had the longer rows of the rhinestones. I just continued this process all the way around the pumpkin. I love how this looks. It's very simple, but it's very pretty. Kind of an understated glam look. What do you think? Do you prefer the very ostentatious glam or the more simple and minimal glam pumpkin? Well, I'm not quite done. I've got a couple of these small pumpkins and I thought it would be fun to really just bling these guys out too. But for these, I'm not going to use the different color metallic paints. Instead, I've got this Deco Art stained glass gold paint. So I'm going to paint this on all of the seams of this small pumpkin. Now, this paint takes a little bit of time to dry, and you do have to squeeze it out pretty heavily in order to get it to raise up a little bit. All right, I'm pretty happy with that pumpkin. I'm thinking I want to fill those two larger ones, but I'm not going to. So for the other small pumpkin, I'm still going to be using the gold stained glass paint, and I'm going to almost make like a flower petal pattern all the way around the top of the pumpkin. And once I had the almost triangle petals done on the pumpkins, I did come back and just put like a little glob of gold at the end of each of those petals. So I was searching through my craft stash and I thought that I had glitter, but I couldn't find it. So I've got this Dollar Tree glitter glue and it's orange. It's not my first choice, but this is what I had. So I just went around that pumpkin that I separated into like little pie shapes all the way down. And I'm going to fill in like every other one of those with the glitter glue. Like I said, this wasn't quite what I had in mind, but I figured, I'm going to use what I have. I know I've got glitter around here somewhere, but I just couldn't find it. So once I had the glitter glue all over the one small pumpkin, then I came back to the pumpkin with the petal like leaves on the top, and I'm going to fill in the top portion with Mod Podge. And as luck would have it, I remembered that I put my glitter on my paint stand. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that, but I'm very happy that I found it. So I just took the glitter, this is in a champagne gold color, and I dumped that on the petal portion of the pumpkin. So the entire top portion is going to be covered with glitter. And I did do the Mod Podge in smaller sections so it wouldn't have time to dry. And that's why I have my Mod Podge in a tiny little container, because I don't want to get the glitter in my big container of Mod Podge. Then I'd have glitter in it, and that would be a waste for future projects. So these little Dollar Tree like condiment containers, they work great if you want to use just a little bit of a paint or Mod Podge. So I'm just working my way around the top of the pumpkin and filling it in with the Mod Podge. Then I come back with the glitter and dump that over top. And because I found my glitter, now I can go back to my other pumpkin that I did the glitter glue, and I can put the glitter on the sections that have the glitter glue, because this was the look that I wanted. Now you can see there are a couple of areas where there's not enough of the sections to do the glitter and make it like equal. So on the plain gold sections, I did come back with some Mod Podge and just paint some Mod Podge down that line. Then I came back with the glitter and poured that over top. This way it looks a little more uniform, and this is more of the look that I was trying to achieve. So by now, most of the Mod Podge has dried on the top of my one pumpkin, the petal top pumpkin. So now I'm going to come back with some more Mod Podge, and I'm going to just paint a little bit of Mod Podge over top of the glitter that is already in place on the pumpkin. And once I have that done, I've got this thicker glitter, and I'm just going to randomly dump some of that on top of the Mod Podge that's on top of the glitter that's already in place. I came back with another type of glitter and repeated the same steps. This is definitely going to give a little bit more dimension to the glitter that's on the top of the pumpkin, and I think it looks really pretty. And I thought it was so pretty. I did have some of that thicker glitter left, so I did come back on the pumpkin with the lines, and I added a little bit of glitter to just around the top edge, right where the pumpkin stem comes out. So now I still want to add some bling, and I thought it would look really pretty. All of those little petal edges that are coming down on this pumpkin, I want to put one little jewel or rhinestone at the end of every one of those points from the petals. And I had these little pieces from Hobby Lobby, and thankfully there was enough in the container that I was able to put one of those jewels on the end of every single petal. I think this looks so pretty. So the last step is all I have to do is paint the pumpkin stem. So I'm going to come back with my gold liquid gilding, and I'm going to carefully paint the stem. Using a really small paintbrush makes this pretty easy. And then I repeated that on the striped pumpkin as well. And I have to tell you that these Glam pumpkins, they turned out even better than I was picturing in my mind. I think they are so pretty. They are definitely Glam. And even though these pumpkins may not fit into my style of decorating, I do think they're beautiful. And I am so happy that I finally made these. I think the different metallic paints over top of the white paint, it really made a huge difference. These pumpkins are just stunning. Even the little pumpkins, even though they didn't get the Glam treatment with the paint, I think they actually look really pretty too. But I do think that the metallic paint really just makes these that much better. And the great thing about that was I didn't do any shining or anything like that. So no shine sprays, no clear coatings. That is just the paint that's on the larger pumpkins. So what did you think of the Glam pumpkin tutorial? I hope that you enjoyed crafting with me today as much as I enjoyed sharing these projects with you. And if you did like today's video, go ahead and click that subscribe button because I still have some pumpkin crafts that I want to share with you, and I don't want you to miss out on any of the fun. Remember, crafting isn't about how much money you spend. It's about the love and creativity that you put into each and every project that you create. Until next time, stay crafty and keep creating.